What's up and welcome back to another video. Right off the bat, we are looking at got the YJ soft top back on the Jeep. It's starting to get a little rainy here this week, and I don't want the Jeep in here because it makes room too tight to work efficiently and how I want to. So had to put the soft top back on, but it still looks as good as ever. I am currently trying to acquire a hard top for it. I think the hard tops look a little better, and that's the kind of thing where I either want hard top on or I want the top completely off, and you know, that's kind of, I only see those two scenarios really being used by me. Either I want it completely enclosed like for the winter, or want it off in the summertime. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Last we were working on this, we had got the camshaft installed, and you can look over here, but one side note before we dive into putting the lifters in and all that, before we do that, I did also pick up this radiator from my cousin, and that came out of his Cummins engine. It's not going to fit in the Jeep. Long story short, it's way too big to fit in the Jeep where we want to put a radiator. So I'm gonna have to figure out some other kind of radiator that can cool down something this big. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. Have to do some research. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at. There is a plate that I have to cover this off. There will not be a need to have this here. So so this plate right here my cousin made, so we'll just pop that right over there like this. Other than that, we'll go ahead and get these wires out, then we'll drop some assembly lube all through here, and then we'll drop down the lifters, which I cleaned up. I cleaned everything up and I wrapped it in this wrap to keep everything, you know, we've got the crossover tubes for the fuel, just to keep everything nice and clean. The parts that I powder coated, we also just wrapped up just to keep them nice and clean. So that's kind of not a necessary step, but just something, since I use the shop for grinding and other things, wanted to keep everything nice and clean. I've got the push rods in. The next step is to put the, I'm not even sure what they're called, but they're the little things that go on the valves. It is important. There's a specific way they need to go on. There will be a little bump on one side. Right here you can see there's a little bump on one of the sides that faces the exhaust side, so all those need to line up that way. But I put assembly lube underneath on inside all of these, so just do that, make sure there's assembly lube, and we're gonna put that on. Then I'm gonna put some assembly lube right here in the push rods, and then we'll stick the rocker arms on. And we'll also want to stick a little bit right here as well. We've got the rocker arms, everything installed. I have not torqued them down yet. They're just snugly tightened. So a few things, like I was saying earlier, I hope you can see that, but there's a little dimple on each of these, and they need to face the exhaust manifold. I was missing one of the injector plates, which I ordered on eBay, and it should slide right in there. Perfect. Now I'm missing one of the bolts as well for that, so I'm gonna have to run to the auto store and I'll grab a spare bolt for that. Should be pretty simple, but other than that, we've actually got everything on, which is exciting. So we have not got injectors installed yet, because I need to clean the injectors, and then I also need to probably have them re-popped. Alright guys, I just got back from Earl's True Value Hardware. They had some stainless steel bolts. These are, I believe, if I remember correctly, M6. So I'm going to stick the normal one in the end, and now we've got everything taken care of, and I've got a spare M6 because everything on this engine pretty much is M8, M10, or M6. So it's very, very easy that way. So I think what we're going to do now is probably torque down these rocker arms and get those set where they need to be. Torque spec on these rocker bolts are 27 foot-pounds. On this tappet cover here, this bulgy thing, whatever this is for, not really sure, that will go on the back. And then when you put your little seal gasket here, there is a lip that will say front. And that goes toward the front and facing out, because the gasket's made with a just a little bit of a bigger gasket for that. So the bottom there goes, the thickest part of the gasket goes facing in. So we're going to do that now. I am going to stick a gasket maker around this edge though before I install it. Just a little update here real quick on what we have gotten accomplished so far. Let's start with the top. We've got the push rods on, rocker arms, everything torqued down. We have not adjusted the valves yet. We'll do that later on. So going down to the tappet cover, we've got the tappet cover on, lock tight on all of these bolts, and we've got this right here. This is a plate it's just a block off plate, nothing special about that. And that pretty much wraps up what we've been able to accomplish so far today. We're at the point now where we're gonna need to start getting the P pump hooked up and timed up if we want to do that. I mean, that's really the next step. I guess I could do some powder coating on this intake here, or on the valve cover. Could powder coat that, but I really need a sandblaster, and mine's too small, so I need to take that up to my cousin's. Oh, one other thing, the oil cooler. I may take this off and powder coat it. I won't show you guys that. I'll probably just get it done, but that is one other thing that will need to be done. So probably in the next video, you'll see that all completed. And let's see, anything else? I think that's pretty much gonna probably wrap it up for today's video. We got quite a bit done. So yeah, I'm really excited. Next step soon will be popping the front end off of the Jeep and getting pretty much all from this point forward will get torn off, stripped down to nothing, and we'll start mocking up the new engine. I do need to put the oil pan on. I have the gasket for that right in this box here, but I still need to go and get all the bolts because I'm missing. I only have, looks like 4 of them, and I'm missing all the rest. I think that will wrap it up for today's video. Thanks for tuning in and watching. If you've got any comments, please leave them below. If you comment on my post or drop a like, that will help with YouTube algorithms and all that, and will help me grow the channel. So if you feel like doing that, please drop a comment or give it a thumbs up, or subscribe if you're not already. And we will see you in the next video. I'm out.